Welcome to your bi-weekly Wahlotron. I guess we missed last week, but
okay.
It doesn't matter. It's myself, Nick, joined with Yulia.
Hello.
And for those who don't know, for those tuning in for the first time, this is the kind of corner Späti shoot-off of German election, or what's going on in Germany, I guess, is more so this topic.
What's up, Germany?
What's up, Germany?
That's actually like the pre-thing.
Wie geht's Deutschland?
Wie geht's Deutschland?
Yeah. So, kind of like contrary to the past few episodes, we thought that we would redirect this one and kind of just talk about something that is important potentially going into September, but that greatly affects all of our lives here in Germany quite a lot, which is the inability apparently of the German government to get the vaccine out in an efficient manner. And to any Americans listening to this, I hate to break it to you, everything about the German state that you know is false. It is a horribly inefficient, the bureaucracy is true.
It's super efficient. No racism, no police brutality. It's practically a socialist paradise.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We live in socialism, according to, I'm assuming, like, Young Turks videos from like 2014 or something like that. Hope they've changed. I doubt it, but whatever. But yeah, so the main topic is the immunization panic 2021. Cue the music that I don't have. But for those who don't know, if you've been living under a rock or you woke up out of a coma, the coronavirus pandemic's been going on since last year. We've been in this for one whole year now. And
happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Corona! It was a few weeks ago, but yeah. And there's been the rollout of vaccines that's been happening in Europe. Just kind of a general update. We have, our starting lineup. We have the Sinovac vaccine out of China, the Sputnik 5 vaccine with arguably like the coolest name of all of them.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, out of Russia. Germany has
Sputnik
What?
Well, Sputnik 5, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, true. My brain didn't register that. Yeah, okay. Sputnik 5. Sounds way cool in Russian, too. Germany has the BioNTech vaccine and Moderna. And then AstraZeneca is coming out of the UK. Yeah. And then the United States has the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Why does it sound like a lawyer? Like a lawyer made this vaccine. It's Johnson & Johnson, here to vaccinate you. Did you get into a car accident?
See, I don't associate Johnson & Johnson with that. I associate Johnson & Johnson with like their baby products.
Their baby products?
Yeah, they make like baby powder and like creams and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah.
Baby shampoo, Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo.
Oh, I didn't know. For me, it sounds like it's
but now you've ruined my brain a little bit.
Yeah,
the law firm of Johnson & Johnson. Like just a midday, like you're watching Jerry Springer, and it's like, have you been in an accident? Call Johnson & Johnson.
Exactly.
Yeah, and their number's like 555 legal or something like that. Yeah, which that wouldn't. What does it be 55 legal? I guess. But yeah, no, it's not a law firm. It's one of the largest. Not even just pharmaceutical companies in the United States. Oh, and the BioNTech one's also partnered with Pfizer.
Yeah.
And
transatlantic excellence.
Yeah. And with all these vaccines being developed, one would then assume that, due to German efficiency or lack thereof, that Germany would have no problems getting the vaccine out. And I can't keep this bit going on any longer because we do the show so much about how just inefficient and shitty Germany is bureaucratically. Yeah. There's been a massive scandal that was in January that's been slowly bleeding over into other parts of, I would say, German and European society that then have been, that like Angela Merkel's got a lot of flack for. Her party's like internally been kind of mad at her and whatnot. And there was actually a very good article from Bloomberg last month, I guess technically the beginning of this month, about from Arne Delfs and Naomi Kreisge. I don't know if they're German, but I'm assuming
Anna Delfs sounds very German.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they're German. Yeah. And so they wrote this. I'll put this article in the show notes, of course. But they did this very good breakdown about how Angela Merkel, being very much the kind of EU ideologue that she is, kind of messed up the distribution of the corona vaccine, and Germany getting enough doses being guaranteed from them from a German company, first BioNTech, and then also doing negotiations potentially with AstraZeneca that Jens Spahn was trying to do, that then Merkel shot down. So I guess I just want to give very first just a very quick timeline. Again, like I said, the article is much longer and I will post it in the show notes. But in June of last year, so June 13th, Jens Spahn meets with delegates from France, Italy, and the Netherlands to secure as many doses as possible from the in a deal with I believe it was AstraZeneca, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just it actually doesn't even specify. I take that back. And Merkel then kind of getting wind of this. Asks him to stop this because Ursula von der Leyen, who was a member of her party, felt this was kind of stepping on her ground as being the president of the European Commission, and that then her, as a good German and as a good CDU member, she should have some say in this type of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So Merkel then goes to Spahn, telling him, hey, stop it. Spahn, being a good CDU party leader, although he has a lot of problems with Merkel, says, sure, fine, I won't. And then in the meantime, the US and the UK are buying up AstraZeneca and BioNTech vaccines, while Brussels is sitting around kind of doing nothing around this time because, Ursula von der Leyen wants to make this her own whole deal. And so the US secures 100 million doses of BioNTech vaccine, gives $1.2 billion in funding to AstraZeneca's vaccine project. And then within the BioNTech agreement that they make, they also have the option to acquire an additional 500 million doses. Yeah. All this being done while the EU is kind of chilling, doing nothing because Merkel
sitting, waiting, wishing.
Yeah, exactly. So then on November 20th, 11 days after the BioNTech vaccine is proven in trials to have 90% efficiency, 90% effective rates in their clinical trials, not efficiency. The European Union finally reaches an agreement with BioNTech. So 11 days after this is declared, and then Germany trying to then
11 days after the approval, in the EU that we can
no, it wasn't the approval in the EU. So the EU did a really weird thing that then and most of the European countries. So there's an interesting thing with the vaccine rollout that's been happening within China and Russia, that they started rolling the vaccine out in its before clinical trials were done.
Exactly.
And the EU and Germany didn't do that.
Yeah. Because the EU is always trying to be super safe when it comes to medication and any kind of meds or something. Mm-hmm. And you had emergency approvals in Great Britain and the US, as far as I know.
And also I know that China, for example, was sending the Sinovac vaccine, was already getting it out to other countries, like Qatar, I believe, was one of them that then put a lot of orders in. Yeah. When it's the effectiveness of it was at 70-something%. Okay, right. But the Chinese idea was that then it was currently in clinical trials. It was showing to have some success. Might as well then get it out while the trials were still going, and then officially approve it then in China.
I'll give it to someone else.
No. I mean, it is. I mean, I think that's a realistic, point of view. One, from a perspective of, we're in a global pandemic. Mm-hmm. Two, China is trying to then, make themselves a global power. Yep. And I think a lot of nations, in what we would, in the old term of calling it the third world, what we call the developing world or whatever it is, who are probably not going to be getting the European vaccines fast enough, could then turn to China and be like, can we fill an order out? Yeah.
So when it comes to the global south or something like that, it would
Thank you. That's the word. Global south.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Europe doesn't seem to care or want to share.
No. I mean, it is, or it's always with a lot of strings attached and stuff like that.
But go on.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So then eventually Germany then strikes a deal with BioNTech for 100 million doses, which then ends up only accounting to half of those, because then Merkel starts having the idea then of distributing these doses out to then European countries, other European countries that then are lining up also for vaccine dosages. And then it ends up that then that number is not even just halved, but then Germany then is guaranteed 30 million doses for the country. So at the end of it, Germany refusing then to go into negotiations with some of their own companies, some of which then BioNTech even told Spiegel that they felt that this was all horribly mismanaged on a governmental level from the EU and Merkel, and were very much disappointed with the entire sense of how this then all was all handled on both fronts. And I think that the thing that then, I don't know if we talked about this on the main feed or not, but before we transition then to, the further, more recent developments that have been happening in Germany, the thing that's always kind of interesting to me is how the idea of Merkel's makes sense. Okay, the idea then of working on a European basis of these things during a pandemic, showing that then this transnational cooperation that the European Union exhibits or should exhibit, good, fine, great, agree with it. The European Union doesn't seem to really have the infrastructure to do it.
Yeah.
And it becomes obviously, regardless of the pettiness of Ursula von der Leyen, that, well, why didn't you come to me? I'm from your party. I used to be your defense minister. What's up? Not to mention that Ursula von der Leyen literally is just the only thing I can ever think about her for is just having scandals being attracted to her like flies on shit.
Yeah, that's true.
And how I kind of feel that she's in this position simply out of pity for her own party of just get out of this country. We can't seem to not have scandals with you.
Do we not on Corner Späti already agree that when you do shit things in your country, but they can't, kick you out, they send you to the EU?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just really funny because Ursula von der Leyen comes from the sense that Manfred Weber was legitimately going to potentially be a candidate from the CDU to be the commission president, the president of the European Commission. And Manfred Weber is such just a wet rag of a person. I can't imagine. I don't know what he looks like. We reported him actually quite often sometimes, and I don't know what he looks like.
Oh, he's just a blank page.
Yeah. So it's just really funny that then Ursula von der Leyen took a nomination from someone she was very much welcome from the European community. One, I think just because she's German, she's from a party that then is seemed from the European community as in the Brussels bubble of being, a strong kind of vanguard for European ideals and stuff like that. But there is a lot of just this bullshit pettiness that then is very much internally within, I think, these people who end up in Brussels.
I think she's also very attractive because she seems to be very open to lobbying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying when it comes to consultancies.
Oh yeah, we talked about that on our Ursula von der Leyen episode, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so there was this entire, I know that I covered that very shortly. There's a lot more that then's in the details, of course, that Merkel got a lot of flack from Spahn especially. Yeah, Jens Spahn especially, who has very much been a critic of Merkel internally within the party, who at a moment in time was on the tips of people's tongues of potentially being her successor. Not so much anymore because then he took himself out of the bidding for the race, and absolutely not so anymore because of what's coming later, of what you'll get to. And then Markus Söder, who could very well be the next Chancellor of Germany, kind of gave have his cake and eat it too sort of thing of I understand the idea of taking care of the international European community, but also it's important too to care about Germany. And I also think that that's maybe not entirely wrong on his. I'm not defending the nation state, but when your country is literally the country that then is developing the vaccine, you would think that you'd be the first to go into negotiations with them and secure the dosages. And when the company is criticizing you for not doing that. To be very fair, the German government has given BioNTech a lot of investment. Billions of euros have gone into BioNTech to make sure that then that they open up their Marburg facility last week, I believe. I criticize all you want for lateness of doing this stuff. Criticize the European Union all you want for them the sense of why are companies like Bayer and other ones not hopping on board to then make a vaccine. One of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world.
Because it's privatized. Everything is
And why is the European Union not being more aggressive with then making vaccines being produced by people who can produce it in the European Union? We've seen this with the mask thing in Germany.
Exactly.
Contracts were given out left and right for these FFP2 masks.
Yeah.
I do think that the pitfalls of the public-private partnership, which the CDU and a lot of conservatives in the European Union have greatly shown their pitfalls.
Yeah.
Where maybe more oversight from regulatory bodies or from the state itself may be the way forward of doing this type of stuff. You could see it like wartime mobilization, so like that. Things in history that have shown that the overhaul of the economy can be done centralized in that sense. But nonetheless, it's not being done that way. Being done with this, these schemes and funding through public-private partnerships, these things that have been plaguing this party. And European funding schemes are the easiest thing to commit fraud in if you want to because of this.
Yay.
So, it's an absolute mess. And Germany then too, I don't know what the, exact numbers of today are. And because we're recording this on a Tuesday in February. But Berlin's quite interesting, at least in the sense that I think all people in senior homes have gotten a first dose, and 80-something% of people in senior homes are scheduled to get their second doses. On that level, very good. On a national level, Germany is very far behind the UK, who's very close to 20% of first vaccination rates. The United States is doing actually quite well.
Still in the tens or something?
Yeah, I think it's below 10% the last time I checked. But, again, Germany not doing great for them being a country that literally created an experimental new vaccine. Yes. And on top of it, the sense of that Germany created a vaccine that's incredibly hard to distribute is one of the reasons that then also came to why they couldn't get into the negotiations well enough, because the BioNTech and the I believe it was Germany and the EU were having problems because of Germany alone was trying to secure 500 million doses with BioNTech, and the deal fell through because of price and storage problems that they noticed with the vaccine.
Oh no!
So,
I know about the thing that happened that they weren't storage cold enough, and
the first doses were given out completely ineffective.
Yeah, exactly.
And I move forward then. So this article came out at the beginning of this month, at the beginning of February, and now we are in the middle of February, or almost over with February, technically, I guess, depending on when this comes out. And there are weird discussions that are coming along with the sense of who is being vaccinated, how you're getting vaccinated in Germany, people skipping line in vaccination, and a lot of internal scandals within the country that's going on there.
I mean, after all of this happened on the 1st of February, Merkel was summoning a vaccine summit, an Impfgipfel, what we would call it.
Vaccine summit.
Yeah, a vaccine summit.
Impfgipfel is a fun word. So for little German lesson, Impfung is German for vaccine or vaccination, and Gipfel, which is one of the silliest words in the German language to me, is a summit. So the G20 Gipfel.
Yeah, exactly. So in this Impfgipfel, she met with head of states, industry representatives from the science.
Yeah, just what the science.
Scientists and commission.
Elon Musk, best scientist. No,
he shoot everyone to the Mars.
To
the Mars.
Sending the BioNTech vaccine to Mars.
Exactly, and EU Commission representatives, and actually, what Nick just explained to us was the result of this Impfgipfel, of this vaccine summit, because the industry, the industry representatives just said, okay, we can't speed the production up. It's just what it is. There are like lacks in. There are a lot of logistical problems, as you said, with storage and also with the production. There are problems in Germany with scheduling appointments.
Fuck off. No shit. Are you serious?
Yeah, there are problems with scheduling appointments and appointments not being cancelled. So like there are people like driving to get the vaccine and then they won't get them. And there is also not enough vaccines ordered. So actually what Merkel did afterwards, she did give this ID interview live after the Impfgipfel, and who knows like whoever like knows Merkel, she's not very famous for giving interviews or like being on live TV.
Yeah, I can't think of. I mean, I think she gave one earlier during Corona, but I can't think of one before
she has been out there more during Corona, which is interesting. Like, this is the end of her career, and now she's on TV all the fucking time.
Wait, aren't those weird sit-downs that she does weekly live, or are those pre-taped?
I don't know. I just know
but
that
those aren't live on TV. Those are like you can like tune into a live stream. So I guess you're right.
She's not known for being like a Rampensau, like a someone who really likes to be, you know, in like out in the public and speak to the people.
Yeah.
So she did that. She did this.
This is a good example of that. Do you know how many kids Angela Merkel has?
No.
See, exactly.
I don't know.
I think 3. They're not necessarily. I mean, like she didn't like. They're her stepchildren, but still, yeah.
Yeah. She's not
See,
very.
Like, she's not very much in the public eye. I don't know what her husband looks like. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's also a doctor.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She's not very much in the public eye, and she also doesn't do live interviews that much. But she did after the vaccine summit, and came up with very vague statements.
Classic
She
Merkel.
said that she still wants to reach the goal of having everyone vaccinated in summer that is in those groups, you know, in the priority groups. I don't know how that is going to happen, to be honest. She just said
She said at the Bundestag this week that she was expecting until September.
Well, yeah, end of summer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like that just seems really unrealistic.
Of course it does.
But also like it's the perfect German answer to that. It's like, well, summer. It's like summer technically ends in September. So.
No, it's a year-long summer.
A Bulgarian summer.
Bulgarian summer. Summer gets extended to December 2022.
I mean, why not, baby?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Except for it's really cold here right now. I don't believe that.
Oh yeah. Very vague statements. She said she wants to reach that through like a vaccination plan.
Yeah, they've already kind of released the groups of how that's going to work, but it's kind of vague.
I know, but the vaccination plan, there's no clarification on what that is actually, and even like Spahn didn't say anything because he also talked to the press, of course, afterwards. Someone
who is a what was the word that you used? A Rampensau?
Rampensau.
Yeah.
Someone who loves to be.
He loves being in the public eye.
Exactly. So it's very unclear how and when the vaccinating plan is coming together and what it should look like, actually. There were some other people at this summit, Müller, saying it's really cool to understand.
The mayor of Berlin.
Yeah, the mayor of Berlin. It's really cool to understand supply chains. That was actually his statement. Söder saying he's very confident that we can do this.
Yeah, because Markus Söder is fucking understanding that he's the next in line. And he's been giving these very okay. I think that the best example of this type of politic is very well summarized by kind of the dynamic of Merkel and Söder. Mm-hmm. So Söder's been critiquing Merkel the entire time, but never so much in a in her face sort of method, but just kind of this very vague "Wir schaffen das" thing that Merkel also does. But if anyone who speaks German has watched Merkel speak, she is one of the weirdest people in German to listen to and watch because she does this beautiful thing of being horribly over the top complex, yet somehow precise as well, but then also not saying anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Very
something I think you can only do in the German language.
Yeah.
You can't do it in English.
Yeah.
You can't just kind of go all over the place, give a general concept.
That's the Sachbearbeitersprache, I would say,
exactly.
or whatever.
So Merkel very much embodies this like very perfect technocratic politician. And Markus Söder also then embodies I would say something else that's similar within a CSU, CDU sort of thing of this guy who's like going to keep his nose down, not as like bright as Merkel. I'm not saying that Markus Söder is stupid, but like very much kind of going along the sense of party lines because he knows that then that for him, if he's too hot-headed about this, he's just going to keep back, do his work in Bavaria. Have a very, I would say, relatively strong lockdown compared to the rest of the country.
Very strict,
But then when it comes to the public eye, just being like, like Merkel and I'm confident, like, as his response was also as well. He wasn't nearly as hot-headed, I would say, as Spahn was, but has been very to himself. And unfortunately, we're going to probably have to do a full episode on Markus Söder, the absolute monster that he is.
Yep.
But yeah, I think his whole deal of playing it safe is because of that. Because Laschet's not a candidate.
No, really.
He is, unfortunately.
He is, yeah.
But he's not, like, Laschet also then had a scandal come out today that he's, like, potentially way too close to the Christian right within his own party, which Söder doesn't have to apologize for because he's part of the Christian Social Union, which are, like, already really Christian.
Oh, my God.
Not that the C ever dropped out of the CDU either, but yeah. So go on.
Who isn't confident in all of this is Lindner, who is also at the...
our boy. Yeah, Christian Lindner, head of the FDP.
Yeah, he is very skeptic when it comes to the goals that are still the same goals, saying everyone gets vaccinated until the end of summer, like everyone in the priority groups.
Endless summer, baby.
Yeah, saying we can't, I don't think that will happen. And also saying, we also can't stay in lockdown until summer. And this is his whole point again. He doesn't like the lockdown because the lockdown is very bad for the economy.
Oh. I mean, I feel that the statement can also come from the CDU.
Yeah.
Because the CDU is the party of German business.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, come on, this is Lindner. He doesn't like freedom to be...
Lindner's such a baby, too, because he thinks that...
He's got to be the handsome opposition.
Handsome, you're using that word as liberally as you possibly can.
Exactly, this is actually a joke, but like...
I know that it's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Wasn't it like Missy Magazine named him like sexiest man of the year or some shit like that?
Most sexist man of the year.
Was it? Or was it sexiest?
Yeah, it was sexist. That was a joke.
Oh, thank God. I thought I misread that then.
I am. So this is what happened on the 1st of February. And after that, we had more chaos and more scandals when it comes to...
Ooh, do tell.
Vaccinating in Germany.
Oh, sorry. Wait, I'm still in like Bridgerton mood. Oh, pray tell.
So... The thing is that it was revealed that there have been #Impfdrängler, actually a hashtag that has been on
German Twitter, which doesn't matter. We're not going to make
trending.
Stop trying to make German Twitter a thing.
I know I hate German Twitter. No offense. But people that were skipping line, people that were not in the priority group. So in Germany, we have several priority groups, that are supposed to regulate who's getting vaccinated, when, like who's vaccinated first, in which like order. But
mostly old people now and people in the healthcare sector.
Exactly. But there has been incidents of people skipping the line, and these people mostly being people that are managers of hospitals. So officials in any way, officials like in hospitals, people that don't have any fucking contact to patients, to corona patients, people that are mayors, people that are district administrators. Like,
I'm happy that the German version of Mayor Quimby already got his vaccine.
Seriously. In one of the states, it was even police getting vaccinated.
Okay.
They were just like, oh yeah, here we need our like defense forces, like in-house now, homeland defense force now, police. Come on.
German homeland security.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Frightening.
No.
Heimatsicherheit.
Oh
that sounds horrible.
Seriously,
Stop it.
It does sound horrible, but that's the Bundeswehr. That's the army.
No, that's the Bundespolizei.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
But
Come
they
on,
have
you,
like
you don't even know your own
oh,
country.
they have those posters with Heimat.
They do. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
the
right. They
Bundeswehr
say
ones.
like make your Heimat sicher.
Yeah,
I'm very much
exactly.
aware of the new ad
Ugh.
campaign that's
Ugh.
very, very fascist.
Yeah, very fash. So yeah, those like people that are skipping the line are people in privileged positions. So even though it was like it was only in districts, like in regional districts, it was district administrators. It was like people on the managerial boards of hospitals or elderly care homes. Or mayors. I don't know. There's a mayor thing going on. A lot of mayors. This is, of course, a big scandal because these people are skipping the line because they are in privileged position and they have the access to the vaccine.
In a country that then is not rolling out the vaccine very fast.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the thing
Don't
is,
thank me. Thank your country for fucking this up.
So their excuse is that there are leftover doses, like or leftover vaccines.
Hits the hood of the car. This kid can fit so many fucking BioNTech doses.
Exactly. So there's some leftover vaccines that are put together so you can make a whole new dose of the vaccine. And you can't just throw them away. So if you have someone there, like the managerial board of the hospital, put it in their arm. That is their excuse. But this is, of course, bullshit because we still have the list of like priorities. We still have we still have to see we still have to follow this because otherwise this list doesn't make any sense. And these are not essential workers in any way or people that need the vaccine. They don't have any contact to corona patients, as I said. The mayor doesn't need the fucking vaccine if he's not in a risk group or working as a nurse, like half time or something.
I mean, yeah, I like
which would be great, but yeah.
Yeah, I like to mayor at night and
mayor
surgeon
day
in the,
and
sorry,
night
mayor
nurse.
at day, surgeon at night. I don't want to be
exactly.
the night mayor. That's a horrible idea.
Nightmare. But yeah, that's a big problem and has evoked a discussion about what do we do with this? What like
Studiert,
exactly. So much, this has been such a scandal that even the Ethics Council of Germany, we have an Ethics Council where a lot of philosophers sit and tell us what is ethical right.
That's the most German shit I've ever heard. This country's so weird.
Yeah.
I lived here for almost a decade, and whenever I hear shit like that, I'm like, y'all got an ethics council?
Yeah, everyone
should.
Come on.
Yeah, probably you're right, but I'm from the land of Monster Energy drink and Kyle's punching through drywall, like, mind you.
You don't need an ethics council because you have God.
Yeah, God, guns, and gravy, baby.
Exactly. So, saying this, the Ethics Council put out a statement, they did an interview saying that they think these oversteppings and this cutting the lines, people that cut the line should be penalized to show that in this case, privilege doesn't win. Are you listening?
Yeah, I am listening. I'm just the idea that privilege doesn't win. It's like, oh, fucking Germany getting all into privilege discourse over here. Oh, the radical left wins.
Yeah, the Ethics Council say there have to be consequences because otherwise that is just it's shitty. It's super shitty. It's not solidaric in any fucking way. These are the people that preach to you, these are the people that put out policies and measures like corona rules, etc., and are not obeying to them themselves.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest things that I saw when the list of who gets the vaccination when was very interesting. Is that Germany put politicians in a quite low bracket? I think in the second round. Yeah, I mean, to be very fair, I don't need to see all these ministers getting their vaccines live on television.
No.
I'm like, they don't need it.
Yeah, I think Merkel didn't get it yet, as far as I know. No, she didn't. See.
Yeah, well, you don't know that. She gives her life very private.
Maybe she did.
Maybe she got all of them.
She got give me the whole fucking dose. Give me Yeah,
So-
she even got Sputnik Piet.
Yeah, well, that's
No.
actually, to be very, 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 very fair on Merkel's part. What I can at least give her credit for in with all this vaccine stuff is that something that came up that was very interesting in Germany was that Merkel said that if the Sputnik 5 vaccine passes the European tests, which I think it has, that it should be rolled out in Europe.
Yeah.
So then came the question of, would you take the Sputnik 5 vaccine if it was readily available, or would you wait for the European vaccine? And I don't fucking care. I'm probably not going to get a vaccine for a very long time.
Nope.
You and I both fall into a category of like the last group practically. And the only thing that then I could maybe bet on is if I go to the US in the next year that I get the vaccine just by chance, or that I get the Sputnik 5 vaccine or the Sinovac vaccine. I mean, I don't care. Yep. Also, the idea that then a country that then went to the moon, or not the moon, the country that went to space first can't produce a good vaccine
that
is so
is just
stupid.
such a weird. This is like all included in the like anti-Russian no matter what rhetoric.
Yeah.
You know,
we're pro-Russia no matter what here, and pro-China no matter what. I hope that that's very clear. This transatlanticism is old news, baby.
we gotta redirect our
redirecting ourselves eastward.
Yes.
Yeah, along with the Soviet Union.
So anyway, what I was saying, this is very unsolidaric of people in power positions, people that are privileged because they have the access to these vaccines, preaching one thing, doing the other thing. So this would have to in normal way, this should have consequences. Like the Ethics Council suggests, they suggest that people should be penalized. Well,
this is like a fine or something like that.
There should be fines, exactly. But the thing is that didn't happen. And Spahn didn't react for a long time to this scandal. Not a long time, but he didn't react immediately. And he should have been very...
he gave no excuse to be mad at Merkel. Let's just be honest. He only gets huffy and puffy when he can be mean to Angela Merkel.
Yeah.
Maybe Jens Spahn's just a big misogynist. We will never know. Jens Spahn, come on the show. Talk about Angela Merkel with us.
Convince us that you're not.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing I've always noticed is that he's only super huffy and puffy when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, true. Yeah. So now after all this... after this trending on Twitter, after this being a big
trending on
thing,
German Twitter, mind you,
because it was seen as only a regional problem or a district problem, or it's just mayors or but there are more and more people.
Yo, these motherfucking mayors just.
But there's more and more people, more and more cases coming out now.
Yeah, of course. Germany's not Germany's lowering. Germany's doing slightly better with their weirdo half lockdown that's been existing for eternity, it feels like now. I'm curious of if and when they're going to reach that threshold that I don't know if the exact number of cases per day is for so many days. I don't care. I mean, I do care because I hate being inside all this time, but it's dropping, but it feels like it's dropping at a quite slow rate compared to maybe other places.
It's not like the last lockdown, let's say like that.
And to be very fair, Germany got... Everyone reports in the sense of that, Germany was doing so well at the beginning of it. I still very much am in the mindset that Germany was just not testing enough.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And I know this, and this, the reason I feel this way is because try getting a test in Germany during the first corona wave. It was horribly mismanaged.
Yeah, they didn't even fucking test on the airports when you come back from a different country.
Yeah, exactly.
They closed now, it's funny because...
whether it was intentional or not, I don't know.
But in some article didn't have the testing, even though they should have had. And now Tegel is a full fucking testing center, vaccination
center. True. Yeah, because Tegel's not an airport anymore.
Exactly. R.I.P.
Have you flown out of the new airport yet?
Nope.
Oh, okay. No. I think Rob's the only one so far on the show.
Crazy, isn't it? Basically Schönefeld, but bigger.
It's next door, but
yeah, exactly. It's next door. Anyway, back to the vaccines and the people skipping the line. So now Spahn is finally reacting to it, saying he will look into it. He will investigate further.
Fucking Nancy Drew over here.
Exactly. Saying that the whole rules were very unclear. There was no like...
Dude, you're the health minister. You literally make the fucking rules.
Saying that it wasn't like unequivocal. Yeah. Saying okay, it could have been interpreted like in a different way, and there was a lot of chaos in the like vaccination process, and we didn't know what to do with all the like leftover shit and shit like that. Okay,
dude, that's literally your job.
Yeah, those are lame excuses, of course.
It's not just a lame excuse. It literally is in the sense of that then it's his job.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
fucking health minister of Germany.
I know,
oh
the
my
whole fucking
God.
scheduling should have been his job as well, and it didn't go well.
Oh God, he's such a shithead.
So the thing is now, he says he's going to look into it further, investigate, I guess.
Tune in next week when Jens Spahn finds a warehouse full of Sinovac vaccine.
But it looks like there's nothing going to happen. There won't be consequences or penalties. Just like with the explanation of, or the excuse of, okay, this was like a very chaotic process. And also, well, it won't lead to anything if we penalize them. Yeah, of course, it will lead to something because these people are privileged and rich, probably like well off.
Maybe they're CDU donors.
Probably kind of like well off, you know?
Yeah.
Except for maybe the police, that was like, but we don't care about
yeah, exactly. We're not loving the police over here.
Exactly.
The thing that I think is just kind of a last point of this.
Yes.
Funny that you just mentioned Spahn at the end of this, because I did want to kind of briefly talk on him and wrap this back up into a sense of election time. This is why you guys are all here. Sorry that we couldn't give you an election episode, but we were not going to tackle this on the main feed because, to be very fair, Kieran and Rob had a bunch of other stuff planned for the next few weeks, so we thought we would take our time to hold your hand and let you know that Germany's also chaos, maybe more chaotic than probably where you are in the world. But the funniest thing with Spahn is that, like I said at the beginning of the episode, is that he was very much internally on people's lips of that he could be the successor for Macron. And it was even so much to the point that then, well, Spahn threw his name out, all right? But he's doing so well with the coronavirus stuff that, don't count him out yet. Maybe he'll be back, come September, because Laschet isn't going to have enough confidence. Germans have a very weird complex of not liking Bavarians, even though Markus Söder is very well liked. And
have a CSU chancellor.
I mean, I think that would be horrible for a plethora of other reasons, but it doesn't take an idiot to acknowledge the fact that Markus Söder is quite popular in Germany, because Germans want the drunk uncle as their leader, either a drunk uncle or someone like Merkel who's like calculated and very intelligent. Germans have a very weird complex when it comes to like gender and leadership that's kind of uncommon of other countries, so that the dudes have to be like your drinking buddy, and like not just your drinking buddy, like, oh, I could sit down and have a beer with him, but like get plastered with him.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's Oktoberfest.
Exactly, yeah. And then like female politicians are typically very direct and intelligent and this and that, such as Merkel, such as Ursula von der Leyen. Although she has scandals, I wouldn't say that she isn't direct and intelligent. She just is not a good politician. Or go down the line of CDU or SPT female politicians. I think it goes in a similar light. And the only one who kind of falls out of this is Olaf Scholz, who's like a professor. Like talks to you like a professor, and probably is like not well liked for that reason. But Spahn is probably completely out of the running now. If we're speculating using our corner Späti crystal ball that can see into September. We know all the results of the election. We're just not going to tell you them. Jens Spahn is down and out now. He's not coming back. He's fucked this up so many ways, at least in my opinion, and according to our crystal ball that tells the future. That I see him maybe down the road becoming a CDU, very important person.
Oh yeah. He definitely
he's established himself
will
as that.
Make
yeah,
career.
He's also young.
Like,
he's
for
40.
Career. Yeah, exactly.
Young for CDU. Yeah. But I think that whole discussion of him being in the running for the candidacy is completely out the window now because one, it's been mismanaged on his party's part, Merkel's part, and his part. I think he's been too hot-headed within the party, and I don't see anyone willing to then give him a chance of then like, oh well, remember back in February where he fucked up the vaccine rollout. It doesn't really work. Where a few months ago, although Spahn, I would argue, was doing a poor job critically as being someone who does not like the CDU, does particularly not like Jens Spahn. I was so curious when you were seeing polls of him come out being like Jens Spahn is just as popular as Merkel. I'm like, is this entire like country like huffing paint? And I'm like, oh, they're probably all drunk, whatever. Yeah, no difference. But those days are over. Jens Spahn is dropping in the polls pretty much weekly at this point. At least from when I last checked. Maybe this country is in like loves the relatability of him like mismanaging everything. They're like, oh no, now I like him again.
Like, oh come on,
Laschet again, but no. Laschet falls into your drunk uncle category.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Laschet.
Yeah, Jens Spahn can't be your drunk uncle.
Jens Spahn, I would not put into a drunk uncle category.
No, definitely not.
No. Markus Söder, yes, you're drunkest of uncles.
Yeah.
Markus Söder shows up drunk to get more drunk, but I genuinely see it as the fact that Spahn is completely out of the running in every which way whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's a lot. There's a lot of boring information. Not boring, all right. A lot of
It's just there's another reason to hate people in privileged positions again,
and enough reason to hate the CDU as well.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, we just wanted to give you.
You can very much tell I'm very bored being inside the whole time. I feel that if we were just a little bit more on the nose about locking down.
Yeah, that would be great. Would make it a thing, like a real thing. Not
home office is not a thing still in Germany really yet.
Nope.
Only I think 13% of people who can work in home office are working in home office.
There's so many fucking people on the train every time when it comes to rush hours after work.
Okay, the train generally for the most part fine.
No, I'm just saying.
You know how to lessen that? Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm just saying, you see, that is how I measure how many people have to go to work.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not, the train isn't the problem here. It's the fact that everyone has to fucking go to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big problem.
This could have been avoided.
Yes.
I think, don't want to toot my own horn about a pandemic, but I think that we were right the entire time of the sense of that Germany needs to actually properly lock down. Yeah. And we're finally seeing that then Germany, specifically Germany run by the CDU, the Business Party of Germany, still does not want to do it. Still does not want to properly go into a lockdown. And now the businesses are going to start protesting to Merkel and Altmaier, the Merkel's Minister of Economy, by kind of trying to want to force the lockdown to unravel.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That was a story this morning.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Follow us into Hell World, which is exactly. Germany, the liberal Hell
Pandemic
world.
Shows
not fascism quite yet.
Yeah. What does it show us? The privileged are still privileged.
Yep.
They sneak their way into vaccines as well.
Yep.
Business as usual, trying to force an opening of the economy. Everything is still the same hell world under capitalism. I guess.
Don't tell the CDU that. That'll affect the economy.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, I would say so. On one very last and unfortunate note is that, so on the main feed, we're not going to really we don't feel that we can actually address this properly as being a podcast run by 4 white people. But for those who do not know, this week is the 1-year anniversary of Hanau So the 19th, Friday, when we typically record. And we'll mention something also on the main feed about this as well.
Yeah.
So
there will be several protests and to commemorate what happened in Hanau. I think we will put some information in the
what
notes.
we were going to do is then put information within the notes of this episode and the episode coming out also on Monday of organizations that then you can get involved in, and we're like some
people that are very good in like being very outspoken about what happened and about like working on that this will not be forgotten, because Corona like kind of swept it out of everyone's mind when Corona happened, and it's very important to remember to go out on the street, because there was a lot of bullshit happening, like closed exits or something like that, so people couldn't flee out of the bar because the exits were closed by the police to make raids easier. So this is definitely like due to like racial profiling. And so
just the racialized structure of police in Germany.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. But we, there are plenty of people, given these, I know this is an English language thing. Most of these sources are in German. I'm very sorry for that. We will then also put in the link to, of course, where if you just simply want to donate money to, anti-racist organizations in Germany. We will. This will be in the description for this episode, and the description also potentially for the not potentially will be in the description for the episode on Monday as well, even if we may not explicitly mention it on the show. So just a one in the sense of that as a show we've not forgotten about it. I think we personally feel as a group that we're not the ones to address it properly. And to that, we also want to then show our solidarity with people who are doing the work on the ground and whatnot.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, just to clarify, like what happened in Hanau, because we just said Hanau, and for a few listeners that might not be, they might not understand what this means. But on the 19th of February in 2020, there was a terror attack, like racist, with racist motives against 9 people in Hanau that were killed. So we give you more information in the show notes, and
and on that note, we will see you guys all for the next Wahlotron, which will, I guess, be in 2 weeks. We don't know. This has been kind of a little hectic. See you guys next time.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.